Take a deep breath and just notice how easy it is to settle in to this moment now. And as you listen to these words, whether you hear them fully or just allow them to drift somewhere deeper, you might begin to wonder, isn't it fascinating how the mind knows how to absorb exactly what it needs in just the right way? Because the unconscious is always listening, always learning, always adapting. And in a moment, or maybe even already, you can begin to sense something shifting deep within. And it's interesting, isn't it? How effortlessly the mind learns. Even when you think you're not learning, there's a part of you absorbing, integrating effortlessly. Because strength, true strength, it isn't just about force, it's about resilience. It's about knowing deep inside, no matter what happens, you always rise. Because you always have. Isn't it true that each time life tested you, you found a way, even when you weren't sure how? That's the thing about courage. It doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's just a quiet knowing, a certainty that you're capable, that you're enough, and even more than enough. And compassion, it's strength softened into understanding. And as you breathe in, feeling that gentle warmth inside, you might remember a moment when you showed kindness, or maybe when kindness was given to you. And isn't it interesting how compassion creates a ripple effect? One act, shifting the whole world. Because every interaction, every moment, it's an opportunity to lift, to heal, to empower. And just as easily as a leaf drifts in the wind, intuition speaks when you're quiet enough to hear it. A whisper, a knowing, a sense that guides you effortlessly. Because you already know. You've always known. When you trust yourself, everything flows. And there's something beautiful about passion, that fire inside, that lights up your soul, that energy that moves through you, that deep, undeniable force that pulls you towards what matters the most. Because when you follow passion, obstacles fade, time bends, and what once seemed impossible simply becomes the next step. And as the mind drifts, as the body relaxes, as awareness expands, you might begin to feel something deep and ancient, awakening inside you, a connection to something greater, something vast, something infinite. Maybe it's the rhythm of nature, the pulse of the universe, or simply the truth that you belong. You've always belonged, because you're part of it all. And as the wind moves through the trees, as the waves meet the shore, as the stars continue to shine, you are exactly where you need to be. And with every breath, with every heartbeat, that wisdom within you grows stronger. Because the strongest frame always wins. What if you could step into that now? That sense of certainty, of knowing, of absolute presence. And the best part is, you don't even have to try. It happens naturally, just like now. And I don't know if you already realised just how deeply these truths are integrating, or if you'll notice it later, in a conversation, a decision, a glance in the mirror, where you suddenly feel more you than ever before. And that's right, because confidence, it isn't something you do, it's something you allow. And as you feel that sense of knowing, of trust, of power, you may realise you've always been this. Because every belief, every presupposition, every truth, it's simply part of who you are now. As you return, whenever you're ready, you may find yourself smiling because some part of you already knows that everything has changed. And isn't that wonderful?